Hey guys, Gian here of Gadget Pilipinas, and we're here at the Game Changer Tour for the ROG Phone 2, and with me is CH, or Chih-Hao Kung. He's actually the Global Technical PR Director for ASUS Republic of Gamers. Hi sir, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing fine, and thank you for inviting us over here at the arena. So this is sort of like an esports arena, and Game Changer Tour. It's actually a very fitting place for you to hold this type of event. And congratulations for the launch of the ROG Phone 2. Let's get on with the phone. Can you tell us about the new things about the phone? I've heard a lot of it, and at first when I was at first I thought that the phone would be just a simple upgrade of the SoC from 845 to 855 plus. But then when you presented all the things about it, I was really blown away with the new things. So sir, could you please give us a brief rundown of its new features?
Sure. I think, as you say, a lot of people expected us on ROG Phone 1, the first one that we launched last year. How are we going to follow up on this, right? Because it was quite different in the way that we executed on a gaming smartphone. So I think, as you say, a lot of people expected us to upgrade the CPU, and we're done. That is what is expected of many in this industry, but we didn't want to do that because with the ROG Phone, the first one, there were still a lot of considerations that we couldn't solve, some things that we couldn't fix, some things that we wanted to improve upon, of course. So for ROG Phone 2, we made a couple of big changes.
Right.
So the one feedback we had from the phone, the first one, is we want it to be bigger. So the ROG Phone 2 is bigger. It's 6.6 inch or 6.59 screen size. So it's bigger because when you play games with these heavy, high action multiplayer games, you have lots of fingers on your screen. So the bigger the screen, the less affected your fingers will be, right? So that's the first one. And of course, the screen. The first ROG Phone had a 90 Hz panel. 90 Hz AMOLED, 1 millisecond is great. But why stop there, right? So ROG Phone 2 introduces the world's first and fastest 120 Hz AMOLED.
I guess it's not just 120 Hz, it's 1 ms. I think it's the first to have a 120 Hz panel with 1 ms response time, and that is unprecedented as far as I know.
Yes. So, for example, 90 Hz 1 ms, that was the first one in the last generation, and this one we do 120 with 1 ms. But we do a little bit more so this time. So not only do we do 120 Hz AMOLED, 1 millisecond, and all that, but we also do factory tuning with colors. So we color calibrate each panel to be as accurate as possible. So they have achieved delta E below 1. Basically what that means is they are perfect color accuracy, meaning that we want to let the users experience the way the colors were meant to be by the game designer. And so of course this works outside of games. So when you look at photos, you watch movies, the color reproduction is perfect. You see what they intended you to see. So that is also one of the big news for ROG Phone 2. So outside of, so we talked about performance. Of course, it has the Snapdragon 855 Plus, which is faster. It's the first one. We were the first one on last time, and this time Qualcomm, of course, also co-worked with us to bring the first one, 855 Plus. And other than that, we of course introduced a huge 6,000 milliamp battery.
I think it's also the first smartphone to have a 6,000 gaming smartphone, I guess, to have a 6,000 milliampere battery. Is that right?
Probably most likely. Who knows? In terms of gaming phone, what is a gaming phone, what is not? In our mind, of course, it's the first gaming phone. But then again, I also think maybe we are the only ones doing gaming phones like proper. But in the last generation, we had 4,000. Now we have a bigger phone. Why stop there? 5,000 could be a natural choice. We have 5,000 in Zenfone 6. But no, we're not gonna stop there. Battery, everyone wants more battery life, for sure. And when you play heavy games, you play it a lot, you want even more, because that's the most demanding thing you can do. So 6,000, meaning that you can play games, you can play hours of gameplay, but you still have enough battery to last you throughout the day. That's the point with the 6,000. It gives you freedom. And when you're playing games a lot, everywhere, at home, on the bus, and out and about, you need as much battery life as is possible.
That's also one of the biggest demands of consumers nowadays, especially for the gamers, mobile gamers. They want to be able to play their favorite games for a longer period of time. Then, just sit down, play a game for 5 hours with breaks at the middle. I mean, having a 6,000 milliampere battery on a phone is a big deal for a lot of gamers out there. And, just to let you know, guys, if you're looking for a smartphone with a huge battery in it, then this is something that you might want to consider. Okay, so let me go down deeper to the performance side of things. Could you tell us the bump in terms of performance compared to the previous ROG phone?
So ROG Phone 2 has the 855 Plus, right? So 855 Plus introduces a couple of benefits. So on the CPU side, it's a small bump. It's 4% roughly on the CPU core. But for gaming, that is not the most important thing. But on the GPU side, that's where the magic happens, right? So 855 Plus introduces a 15% speed boost on the GPU side versus the normal 855. And that allows us to do certain things with the phone. Basically, we can push the maximum performance up. And that is, of course, necessary when we want to drive frame rates up to keep up with the 120 hertz panel. So we're also co-working with game publishers to kind of have them optimize their game, as many as possible, of course, to be able to drive and reach 120 FPS, because now the panel is not the limit. Right. So now we have power. So how much can we drive? And that is where the 855 Plus comes in.
Well, I guess that's a lot of things to take in, and I guess it would be best for us to, experience this further ourselves, and hopefully be able to review this product soon. And gaming is just one of the sides, one of the features that this smartphone can offer. But there's so much more. It's barely scratching the surface. There's also, of course, camera side of things. I was told that the camera on the Zenfone 6 is what actually is on the ROG Phone 2. Part of it, as far as I know. And that's something also that we wish to check out pretty soon. Again, thank you so much, CH, for this interview.
Thank you.
And guys, so this has been Gian of Gadget Pilipinas. Thank you guys for watching, and see you soon in our next video.